11th grade. This video is intended for you to see how to access CK-12 lessons that will be posted on our Google Classroom. I'm going to use my son as an example. So first thing I need to do is sign into the Google account under Max Paulson. So I'm going to sign out of mine. And then I'm going to sign back in as Max Paulson. And he has his Google Classroom already tabbed on the bookmark. And so here's his third grade teacher, Mr. Collier, but today he's going to be working on arithmetic and geometric sequences. So clicked on the lesson that was due tomorrow. And then from here, here's where you can mark as done or add or create something. And then here is the actual lesson. So this site has a lot of resources. You may need to accept terms or click on, do a couple clicks before you get into CK-12. But once you're in, just like you can see my son up here, he's part of the system. So what you're looking at right now is just like a textbook. What I'm going to encourage you to do is read through these lessons, and I'll be posting at most 2 of these lessons per week. There's places where you can highlight. There's also places where you can add notes. So if you wanted to remind yourself of something or keep record of something, you can use that. There's a lot of interactive tools. So for example, here, we're going to try it. And there's a different, this is about 2 students that one was injured, so started later in the season. And then the other one has a different rate in which their points are increasing. And so you can play around with that. This one, for example, is, I have to double click on it. This one is increasing by 4. She's increasing by 4 points each game. So just going to backspace and hit 44. Oops. And then I can look at my progress from there. I can check it. I can enter an answer in here. I just put in a random number. Now I'm going to check it. And I got it wrong. But I can retry, or I can look at other examples. Here's one where I have to multiple choice. And then here's a summary of what our sequence is. Okay, and then it talks about the difference between arithmetic and geometric, and there's a sequence calculator that they want you to launch, and another interactive piece. But as I scroll down, there's lots of lesson examples, and then another summary box, and then another interactive tool, and I could just keep going. And this lesson is intended, this particular one, if we go back to the top of it, it is from an Algebra 1 textbook, and you can also click on these bolded items to look at other things. You can also go forward and see future lessons. You can also go backwards and see previous lessons. Okay, but I'm going to go back to that lesson, and I want to show you the practice and how to turn things in. So you'll see this little blue piece that says Start Practice, and it says I should be able to complete this in 8 minutes, but the goal is 10 correct answers. So I'm going to start practicing, and I'm just going to randomly select. Ooh, I got it right. I did not do any work to find that one. Feel free to pause the video to think which one is, to correct my mistakes. Ooh, got that one right too. So I could just keep going next. I'm going to randomly get one. That one was wrong. Okay, but look up here. I'm going to stop for now. I can also go back. And when I go back, I don't always get the same practice. But if now I'm back in the lesson, but if I wanted to say go back and keep practicing, because this isn't due yet, this is due tomorrow, at least for my son. But notice that this is a different question. So you really have to understand the concepts before you keep moving on in the practice. Okay, so I'm going to stop for now and I want to show you how to turn it in. So up at the top here, this yellow button, turn in. Now it's telling me that I have not finished my goal of my practice yet. So I could keep practicing and cancel, or I could just turn it in. And I want to turn it in so you can see what that looks like. So notice that it is submitting. And I can always turn in again once I've completed more practice. But now if I go back to my Google Classroom, somehow got logged out there. Okay, so here, if I go to the Google Classroom, I can see that I have turned it in. So it's no longer in what is due. And then when I look at my classwork, I can see it's due tomorrow, and I'll do tomorrow. And that is it.